And welcome back to Quelmar, everyone. It's been a long time. How you doing? How was the pandemic? Everybody back to life, back to work, is everybody going back in the office? I don't really know. I've been away from things. I'm in the Midwest now. Anyway, we'll get to that. So, welcome to Just the Q of Us. This is Quelmar's brand new anthology series celebrating the 10 years of Quelmar we've had, 10 plus years, going back to over 50 campaigns we've had now, and finding all of our favorite characters and moments, places in the timelines, places across the realm, and seeing where the shared world that we've built connects all of the linking fibers in time and space alike that prove definitively that we are all in Quelmar together. We are all telling our stories in this very same world. If you're a fan of crossover episodes, congratulations. This is going to be 25 or something crossover episodes in a row. With that being said, let's take a look at today's players and let's see what the crossover is. I'm going to start over here on my on the left side of the screen, my right. Connor, if you can go ahead and introduce yourself and introduce... you can just give us your character's name and what campaign they come from.
I'm Connor. I've been playing in Quelmar for, since like 2018 or 17, whenever that was. Long time now, and excited to be here. And I'm playing Tily Naveen, also known as Tily, famously from the Brightwater campaign.
That's right. Brightwater was a campaign 2020, so 4 years ago. That happened in Pennsylvania. And over here on my left, on your right, we have Jeff. Jeff, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jeff, and I am reprising Gymir, also known as Guy, of the Ven ship from our It Came from Kiston campaign.
Came from Kiston. I'm so glad we get to come back and touch on this some more. It Came from Kiston again, 2020, beginning of 2020, January of 2020. So that means we are now over 4 years since It Came from Kiston. And that debuted here on Twitch. If you're lucky, you were here 4 years ago to watch us run Quelmar's very first live-streamed campaign. I know we've got some people in the chat who were there, who watched Kiston, and we're coming back to the big guy, to Gymir. So welcome to Just the Q of Us. We've got two lovely characters, and we're about to learn a lot more about them, because in this very special first episode, we are going to learn first about our new system. This is an RPG that I stole. In fact, let me see if I can pull it up here. Atris, which stands for a tabletop RPG I stole. So the Atris system that we're going to be using was adapted by a system originally called Atrim, a tabletop RPG I made for my wife, Jenny. Atris is a little more flexible, a little more genre agnostic. It's going to let us build characters across Quelmar's very lengthy history. We're going to be looking at characters from the Space Age. We're going to be looking at characters from prehistory. We'll be looking at characters who have plane jumpers and techno mages and everything. So Atris is going to let us build very special character sheets that will cover everybody. That everybody can build a sheet that reflects their original character accurately, but yet all in parity with each other. So,
hey friends, Future James here. If you want to learn more about Atris and how to play, we've gone ahead and added a little tutorial link right here. But otherwise, we're going to skip the tutorial we did with Connor and Jeff, and we're going to get straight to the action. Here we go.
Yeah, we've got our characters. We've got our characters. We have our sheets. This is the first Atris game that's ever been run anywhere. Let's play an adventure. Let's play a game. I feel like I need to run the intro sequence again. Here. Welcome back to Terrace. The year is 820. No, 2. This is the wrong adventure. The year is 205, not 825. Well, tune in next week. The year is 205. That means that we're going to be starting our adventure about 25-ish years after Brightwater. So Tilly's had a lot of time with this life that she has started and picked up and succeeding on. And 205 places this just a couple years, like 3 or 4 years before Kiston. So you've still got some time on this earth, Gymir, before you run off and disappear into the wild. But it's a long ways out. You have a bright future ahead of you, and you will be very wildly successful in all of your endeavors, I'm sure. In 205, the realm is in the middle of something very exciting and also kind of catastrophic. There is... Oops. That's too mellow. Give me something more adventurous. It's currently in the middle of an event known as the Infernal Emergence. The Infernal Emergence was kicked off, how conveniently, right at the end of Brightwater. I'm sure that those people had nothing to do with the Infernal Emergence happening, but it's been 20 years or so the Infernal Emergence has happened. What the Infernal Emergence was a leak of devils into Quelmar. Holes were opened up between the worlds, between the planes, that allowed easy access for devils to quite literally climb out of hell and invade the realm. For many, this was disastrous, especially places where a lot of people were gathered, cities, towns, villages, where there were souls to be reaped and deals to be made, bargains to be made. But in Terrace, the story is a little different. Much of Terrace is an outland, a bad land. Civilizations and pockets of society are more spread apart across vast deserts and across massive mountains where the giants live, where we know Gymir has clans and kin. But that doesn't mean we're not effective. The devils have had 20 years to scour across Terrace, forming raiding parties and fortresses in the desert to invade and secretly backstab each other like gangs across the wild. I really want you to think Mad Max. We are looking at literal devils across a barren sand wasteland, all fighting for the same thing, fighting for soul coins, fighting for blood and essence, fighting for all the things that power them, that feed them, and their machinery. So there is, at this point in time, a lot of devil machinery that's out and about. This, for instance, is called a war machine. A war machine, an infernal war machine, is like a massive sort of truck that's powered by soul coins or by soul essence. And they will drive in caravans across the desert. Sometimes, if you're really unlucky, you're traveling across Terrace, maybe just trying to go home, and you might find yourself crossing paths. You never want to cross paths with a caravan, especially a big one. In today's adventure, we're going to be starting off not crossing paths with a caravan, luckily enough. I'm going to go ahead and drop this here.
Oh, man.
That up there. Great. So, and Tilly, this is your devil's. Let's drop it on the board here. If you weren't expecting it, it is indeed a motorcycle, a infernal war machine. You have, you have come blasting across the deserts of Terrace on a mission. As it's understood, you have spent these years forming your own sort of raiding party. in the Karmaja, it is important to have a family, a clan, a group of close people who can rely on each other, who trust each other, who support each other, who get what they want because resources are limited. It is a desert. And since the Devils came out 20 years ago, it's competition has been even stiffer. And to make ends meet, to be able to meet that competition, you and your clan, does your clan have a name, your raiding party?
The Riverside Raiders, or the River Raiders, basically.
River Raiders. That's right, named for that famous river. That's nowhere near here, but in the defense of your the Riverside Raiders have procured themselves a handful of these infernal machines where they could, because you gotta get across the deserts one way or another, and when they're faster than you, you're not gonna last long. So, you've got your own Devil's Ride here. Tily, how many Devil's Rides or Infernal War Machines do you think you've procured for your clan in these times? You think everybody's got a vehicle? You think you just have a couple that you hold close?
I don't think it's that plentiful. I'd say maybe 5 or 6 at most, just kind of whenever the opportunity's been there.
Checks out. And unfortunately, because this is the early BR era in the middle of an infernal emergence, these are not gas-powered machines. So there is no easy way for a group of mortal Quelmar raiders to keep their machines powered and fueled. And so, Tily, we're going to begin today's adventure with you having driven across the Karmaja to the edge of a massive quarry, where you, as you understand, a group of raiders, of devil raiders, have a system set up, and you believe they will provide this essence, this gasoline-like essence that will power your machines. The other 4 or 5 you've got back at your headquarters. But when you with a devil, as you were expecting, you find a small shack that sits at the top of the quarry, the vast crater of sand and stone below you. And standing outside of this little lookout shack, little hovel, is... What does Gymir look like right now? Gymir's a shapeshifter, so I guess it doesn't necessarily have to look like Gymir, but maybe it looks like Gymir.
Hello, hello. Can you hear me better? Is it coming through better?
Oh no, we gotta wait the 5-second delay of... Yes, we got yeses. We're back. Okay.
Okay.
Just give one more time that brief description of your human-looking Gymir.
Yes. Because, people aren't as trusting of the Irda. He tends to exist in a more human form. He's a large, I'd say late 30s human. He's bald. He has a big, thick, bushy brown beard. And he carries a big tool bag at his side.
I've gone ahead and swapped you out for your little humanoid guy.
Perfect.
Gymir, you were traveling across the Karmaja, whether that was on a hunt, whether you were gathering food, hunting desert dolphins, or if it was to recover something that was taken, or if it was just because you have friends in a neighboring town. Maybe you were coming down from the mountains out to Brightwater or to Crooks Creek. When you stumbled across what did appear to be this pipeline, a massive pipeline that is about the width of a man that could crawl through it, spreading out towards the horizon, bisecting the desert in two when you manage to stumble across it. You've tracked it because when you put your ear close to the pipeline and you listen to the rushing fluids inside, you could also hear the sounds of muffled screams and haunting ghostly sounds. as if whatever is in this pipe, whatever is in this system, is alive or in pain. And so, you've tried to see where this goes, and it's led you to this quarry, where when you look down and out over the edge, fix the board, fix the board, fix the board. That's it. And okay, so when you looked over the edge, you saw that the pipeline does go over the side of the cliff and straight down, plunging into the arid landscape below, where you can just see a ton of debris, little bits of this devilish machinery sort of scattered loosely across the bottom of the canyon, maybe 100 feet down. Pretty big drop. And it was about that time that you could hear the sound of the machine, the devilish machinery, riding up behind you. And when you turn, it's not a devil, as you might have guessed. You know that the devils have these war machines. Everyone knows they've been around forever. It is a creature on one of these devil machines. The two of you lock eyes for a second. And what do you do?
It's a nice ride you got there. Where'd you get your hands on one of those?
You don't need to worry about it. I'm just here. Do you have the stuff? You're man in this post or whatever. All right. Do you have the stuff?
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to be a little more specific than that.
To power the ride. You. It's the. You all created these things. Like I don't.
Listen,
you're one of
machinery like this isn't in my normal purview, but I'd be happy to take a look if you need some repairs.
You don't. You really don't say. You're not one of them, are you?
I'm afraid I don't know who you're talking about.
One of the devils. I thought you were.
Oh.
In doing the human form thing again.
No,
Awful trick.
No, yes.
Oh,
I don't know
okay,
why
so
anybody would.
So you're a regular
putting
human.
on other people's faces. Yeah, that's no, absolutely not.
Okay, well, good to know. There's nothing that doesn't meet the eye here, but no, I mean, just jokes aside, so you're a human and you're here.
Yes, of course. Yes.
Do you have a death wish hanging around one of these places?
No, sorry. I was. I thought I heard something coming from, but never mind. You said you need some assistance with your vehicle.
Yeah, it has to run on. I'm kind of gesturing at like the pipeline, like this stuff. It's the only way it works, and it's the only way we can keep up with these devils. That's what they are.
It's strange stuff, I'll tell you.
I'm not happy about it. I guess it's better than when they used coins, but not by much. So then why are you here? What are you after? If not that.
So I'm a traveling worksman. I had some friends in the area. We were working on a job. And my work led me out here. And then, I saw this this pipeline. Something about it that's just bizarre. I had to take a closer look.
It's the worst kind of magic. It has a cost. And souls, I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
Now you know. But yeah, so your instincts are definitely correct.
And you say you use that to power these things?
It's the only thing that works.
Ugh.
We try to be real stingy about it, but that's why I'm out here myself. None of the rest of my band. But I was supposed to be making some sort of payment, I think, for this, but given there's no one around, I could definitely use. I don't want to get you involved. I'll just siphon this stuff and get it in my vehicle here.
Are you sure? It seems like it could be a little bit of trouble if you tap this thing the wrong way and all of a sudden you got a little pond full of souls out here. I don't think anybody wants that.
I think I can handle it. I know what I'm doing. Thanks, but no thanks.
Ship check from Gymir. So you're going to take... Yep, so this is a moderate check, so you're going to take 3d6, and you're going to try to get whatever numbers you have on your sheet that is craftsmanship.
Perfect. All right, here we go. First die roll of the campaign. Okay. That is good. Yes, I got a success. One of the three.
You can tell with your history of crafting and machinery yourself, as Tily is starting to make her way over to the pipe where she thinks maybe she can tap the souls and get what she wants out of it, that the segment that Tily is walking over to, sort of right across from you, is like it's like a patchwork of piping. It looks like somebody has sort of very roughly sliced one set of pipes and has very rushed and a very poor job attached a very different set of pipes onto the edge. The look of the job implies it was either done in a quick hurry or by somebody incredibly underskilled. But when you look at the pipes behind you and down the cliff, that is one set of pipes that appears to be pulling God knows what out of the ground down below. But it's definitely, in your professional opinion, as both a terrace, local and a craftsman, this has all the markings of a hijacked pipe, as if somebody has taken this source and grabbed it, taken it for their own.
Hey, new friend. So sorry, I didn't.
It's Tily.
Tily. Sorry, Guy. Nice to meet you. I don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
You said you had this handled, and I don't want to guy-splain this whole pipe system to you or anything like that. But I just wanted to.
I think you're going to anyway.
I just, it's just little safety thing here. I may not be an expert in this, occult soul magic business, but I tell you, I know metalware. And this parts, you tap this open. It could cause, it's shoddy craftsmanship in this area. I don't want to cause any kind of disturbance.
No, I appreciate being prepared and knowing your stuff. You clearly know your stuff here. This
Would
pipe does look
Would you
pretty.
mind? Could I maybe give you a hand? Again, I just I'm just trying to help. Okay.
All right. You could. Yeah. Let's point out where we can. What's the safe part of the pipe to use here, if any?
Give me.
Say again.
This is going to be another craftsmanship check from. It sounds like Gymir's the one providing the advice.
I'll take a look at that. Same moderate for that. Okay, I got that one. A success.
Looking a little bit closer and trying to discern what if you're trying to pull souls out of this, what's the way to do it? The first thing you do notice is that there is no tap. There's no valve or tap here that would let you just take some sort of liquid out or take some sort of essence out. Which means that you would kind of have to hijack it yourself. You'd have to either drill or you'd have to pry apart. But when you look at that seam right there, and where the two have been really terribly combined, you can tell that the new pipe is starting to bend at an odd angle, as if the pressure of having to go from a wider pipe to a thinner pipe means that this whole system is super backed up. And could risk basically blowing if you were to try to poke it, make a hole or pry apart any of the two sections. If this was a gig, if you were hired to get some stuff out of this, you would probably just decide to go to the source. Where, in theory, if it's like anything else, maybe there's a pool of water or soul essence or whatever it's pulling up. You don't know enough. Actually, here, give me an occult check. Give me a hard occult check.
I don't have that skill.
Which is great, because now we get to learn how it works when you don't have the skill. So if you don't have the skill in something and you really want to see if you can pull it off out of sheer luck, you're going to give me a luck check. A luck check is really simple. I love this. You're going to roll 2d6 and hope you get doubles.
All right, here we go. I did not.
I didn't think you would. So
No.
you don't know, especially because you don't know what the stuff inside is you're dealing with. Your best bet is to just go to the source if you're trying to get some.
Yeah, in my professional opinion, if we try tampering with this pipe, we could get some kind of catastrophic failure, some kind of explosion, right? So I don't think tapping into this pipe is the right edge. I think you'd be a lot better off trying to find the source and tapping directly into the source rather than trying to divert this pipe, which is already, not in particularly good shape.
All right, guy. You make a good case. I don't want to blow up today, so...
Neither do I, so we're on the same page.
We're on the same page. I'd love to see that. Maybe we can try and look for the source here. I guess
it seems like to me this pipe is pumping straight up from whatever this chasm is, right? This is where the souls are coming from. But if that's that's where your fuel is coming from, it seems like that's the way you gotta go.
Say no more, and Tily will go and start collecting a couple of... I assume there's like these barrels or like some kind of buckets or something that could carry this fluid safely.
You want to see, you're curious about it. Let me get an... I think that's going to probably be a cult. Do you have a cult either?
No, I don't.
All right, then you're going to give me a luck check too, 2d6. Pray for the doubles.
No doubles.
Yeah, when you look at it, you can see that there is some sort of acrid scent that is resonating in your nose with what you can imagine is maybe some sort of devilish ichor. The scent is familiar, though. You can have this one for free. It's the scent of effectively sandworm blood or desert worm blood, which is, as we learned in Brightwater Season 2, according to Kevin, there are massive sandworms like Dune that crawl underneath Terrace. So there is...
Oh, we found one in
did you guys have one in Season 1 too? Yeah. So yeah, this is definitely some sort of toxic waste, chemical material that... and all of them are full of it. And if you... I'll say this. When you look at the other side of the pipeline behind there, you can see a similar barrel of similar shape and size, but it looks like it's basically blown open from the bottom up and out, as if whatever was inside of it, and if it's the same as the rest of these barrels, is probably particularly volatile. So you could try, if you want an empty barrel, you could try to get yourself an empty barrel. But it's probably not going to be the safest thing to do.
Yeah, I'm not carrying that down the whole way into the ravine. Just roll it.
Volatile.
Look out below. Nah.
Ooh.
Not today. I don't need to take that many years off my life today. Let's go down and see if we can even find the source, I guess.
So we're going to take you to the bottom. You don't need to make any checks. There's a set of sort of footholds in the side of the cliff that the two of you can just sort of carefully make your way down into the bottom. And while I pull up the bottom, I'm going to take this moment to just remind everyone in chat of two things. The first one is that there is a Quelmar town hall that is going to be happening right now over in the Discord. I highly recommend that if you want to see what's going on in Quelmar right now, which is a lot, go hop on, hang out in the town hall, learn a little bit about what we got going on right now, especially if you're new, if you just sort of stumbled upon the stream. And the reason you can do that is because this stream is providing closed captions. So if you turn on the Twitch closed captions in the bottom right there, you can always go attend the town hall and then also keep us on in the background with the closed captions so you can... But yeah, so just make sure you check out the town hall, come back when it's done, and I'll take us to the bottom of the pit, which is going to look... I guess I probably should pull up the feed. I was going to do that. So, you guys arrive at the bottom. Motorcycle. I assume the motorcycle's staying up top, or do you want to try to also bring it down?
No, I'd rather not.
Okay, that was right at the top. So, at the base of the quarry, as you come down, you can see, Tily, that the base of the quarry bears the unmistakable scars of a recent onslaught. Tracks that are about the same size as some of those larger war machines skid across chaotically deep into the sand at the bottom, crisscrossing in a ways that you imagine must have been some sort of battle or hectic chaos. Give me a hunt check, and then I can see if you know any more than that.
Okay. What's the difficulty? Just moderate?
Yeah, we'll start moderate, and remember, it'll start moderate, and then you can go down the list and be like, does my cliche apply? Do I have baggage either way that applies? So even though I'm telling you it's moderate, it might be very hard, or it might be super easy.
Okay, I did get one. I got one die that matches hunt, so I succeeded.
Excellent. So you can tell, because you are a tracker and a raider yourself, that the two different types of tracks indicate two different clans of devil raiders. You assume they're devils because they've got war machines, but and it looks like maybe 5 different vehicles were involved, and one of them must have been massive because it leaves a really long, deep trail indicative of it's a sort of a caravan train. It's where you take one war machine and you latch it to another. So you've got these carriages. So it is, out of game. It is effectively a train of a war machine, and that one looks like it just was coming through and demolishing everything. So if there were devils here doing something, they were also probably here recently, and when things got intense.
Yeah, I guess, can I get a sense of these tracks? Is it hours ago, yesterday, a week ago?
Say, like the mud has dried, but then again, Terrace is pretty hot and dry itself, so
Yeah.
They're definitely not having happened in the last couple hours.
Okay.
Maybe yesterday at the soonest.
Well, I'm glad we missed this, but also a little sorry to miss this, but this was quite an entanglement here. I don't see any, I don't know if I see any junked, vehicles or, dead people.
Yeah, no bodies.
Nobody.
Definitely fighting,
Everyone's
but no
totally
bodies. Yeah. Oh, and hold on.
right.
I'll probably add this too, because we said that was going to be there. So the pipes that come down from the top, they come out and they go into the wall behind you. So when you sort of follow the pipes and you're curious where they come from, they do lead you to this back corner. This back corner where there is very poorly disguised or very poorly hidden. I mean, it says it's concealed, but then it gives me no check to actually roll to find it. So it's concealed, quote unquote. There is a little passageway or tunnel in the back there where a bunch of planks have sort of just been stood up, leaning against the side of the cavern, hiding the entranceway.
Good idea, poor execution on the hiding. I'm just kind of taking another look around to make sure no one's
I
no
mean,
signs
I
of life, and then I'm
kind
gonna.
of want to check it out.
Yeah, I think we should walk. I think we should check it out.
Take let's do typical fantasy RPG fashion. Do you guys go in strong or stealthily, or who's leading?
I feel like Tily would kind of take the lead and kind of moving stealthily, just not trying not to make any big noises or anything. Not like the
So let's
silent.
Let's get an
silent
agility
person you've
check
ever
from Tily to get us in there quietly.
Yeah, that was the one I was debating. I didn't choose. So let's do a luck roll.
Well, okay, here's the thing. I know you want to go in quietly, but you may know that it's not your expertise. I mean, you're with a raiding party.
True.
Do you think this is a moment where you may ask for help? You may, sort of ask to see if our friend is stealthy if they can get us in? The answer can also be no. The answer can be I don't care about Gymir. I know I'm not stealthy, but I'm going to try anyway, and we're going to see if the luck works out.
I mean, to be honest, I'll kind of give you a look. I'll give Gymir a look. Like, do you want to try to be stealthy? But I'm not saying that. And you have like maybe a second before she's like,
that's not really my thing.
All right,
I'm a knock on the door kind of guy.
Tilly's gonna take out an axe and just kind of like, I'd be like, we're like then, and then just kind of like hack through.
Oh, that's what we're doing. We're doing this, and I pull out a camera. All right, okay,
Nice.
Okay, all right. That's good.
None of this pretense of walking lightly here.
That's a relief.
Hey, if they're gonna know we're coming either way, they may as well be scared of us.
That's a good point. That's very good.
It's face inside. You can see an eroded path flanked with flickering little arcane lights that just dimly light the passage up ahead, almost like gems in the ceiling that provide just the tiniest amount of light. The tunnel is not very large. It offers just enough clearance for maybe two to travel side by side. So you're looking at maybe it's 8 to 10 feet wide, very thin tunnel. And right at the mouth, right as you step in, you are at an intersection. It looks like the pipeline is actually sort of visible as if a reinforced panel has been carved or embedded on the side of the rock wall. And it looks like it is going straight down one way ahead, which you presume the pipeline leads towards, and then there is another path to your immediate left.
I mean,
I say straight on ahead.
I say let's follow the pipe, I guess.
Chili is already kind of walking very quickly, not necessarily waiting for Guy.
Okie dokie.
You guys right down at the end there. The pipeline on the right does continue a little bit more, a little bit over, and then another passageway does open off to the left again. You can hear Gymir that there is the unmistakable sound of an anvil being pounded further in on the right, like following the pipeline.
Sounds like they're doing some construction work. All right. So we might not be alone down here. Just I guess we kind of knew that, right? We kind of knew that was a possibility when we barged in. But just so you know.
Good.
All right.
Good to know. I just kind of. What's that?
Said, which way do we want to go? We've got the way to the left, and we've got the way to the right with the pipe and the anvil.
I'm going pipe all the way. Doesn't matter what else is there.
Yep, doesn't matter what else is there. Anyway, so there's the trap that you guys walked into. I don't know what to say. You you enter a dungeon, you look for traps. So
we're a little headstrong. I don't know what to.
It's okay. That's okay. We got a couple of headstrong heroes here. So as you take that first turn and you head off to the right, one of the enchanted little orbs in the ceiling there, appears to have been primed to detonate. when you approach too close. So I am going to do a conflict roll here. This is a melee conflict because it's right on you, sort of exploding in your face. The way conflict here works, we didn't go over conflict, and that's my mistake, but the 10 skills that I gave you are broken up into 3 categories. So it'll say you can use this skill on melee, you can use this skill on ranged stuff, and you can use this skill on supernatural stuff. So you can now pick any one of your melee skills. I know for Guy that definitely includes might. For Tily, I'm not sure. You may have to remind me if any of those were melee or not.
I got vitality.
Vitality, yes. So you'll be using your vitality for this check, and Gymir, you'll be using your might for this check. And then I am also going to roll 6 dice. This is moderate, so I'm going to roll 3 dice. And this is how a conflict works. If you get more successes than I do, then you succeed. You're not going to take the damage. If I get more successes than you do, you're going to take a wound. So, are you ready?
Yeah, remind me again how many we're rolling.
This is moderate, so you're going to be rolling 3, though you may want to look at your good baggage, your bad baggage. The offense right here is you're in a dungeon, you're in a cavern, a magical arcane rune in the ceiling has just blown up and is about to set you ablast. So there's a chance maybe you're rolling more or less. I don't know if either of you can swing.
So would my knowledge of runic magic help me out here?
Absolutely. Take that from a 3 to a 6.
Great.
Nice.
And nothing from Connor's end?
No, I don't see anything.
Got 3 successes. So you're going to need 3 successes to avoid. So for Connor, that means you have to get all 3 of them have to be your vitality.
Yeah,
for Jeff, that
one.
means 3 of your 6 have to be your might.
I got 4.
You got 4 out of 6. Nicely done.
Yes.
That's the benefit of you picked 2 mites, so that gave you better options, better chances. So, Gymir, you're not going to take any damage. You're ready with your runic preparedness. You know it's about to hit, but you're just a moment too late. Tily, on the other hand, you were leading the path. You said you wanted to start strong and carve your way in. It hit you first, and it blasted you back with this blue hellfire. And so you're going to take a wound. What that means is you're going to take one of your abilities. You can use Vitality if you want, but you don't have to. And you're going to check off that box next to it. There should be a little check box.
Okay.
So,
but I can pick any of them.
You can pick any of them. If you think that this is like making you, if it's rattling your mind, you're a little dizzy or out of it, maybe it hurts a hunt, or maybe it hurts anything else. You do get affected in one way or another.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna knock a predisposed because I think I'm now kind of doubting my instinct.
I'm prepared for anything. I wasn't prepared for that.
I wasn't prepared for the first trap.
Great. Yeah. So what that means now that you have a wound is anytime you roll and you're rolling predisposed, basically. So if you're using predisposed for a conflict, or if you're rolling specifically a predisposed, you are automatically going to take a level up. It's going to automatically get 1 step harder for you. If you get all 6 wounds, so if either of you get all 6 wounds today, then that's basically your death. That's how you get out of it. Get out of it. Like, that's how you get out of life.
What do you mean get out
yeah,
of it?
that's how you escape having to play this game anymore, is you get 6 wounds. But so you've taken a wound, Tily, it blew up. The sound of the anvil in the distance immediately stops with the sound of the rune going off. But then the air is clear again, and you find yourself still standing.
Damn it. Were you going to tell me about that?
All right, maybe we should be a little more cautious. I was all for the let's just plow on in. I'm very, very much with that, but now it seems like that there's a little bit more danger.
I think I don't hear the anvil.
By chance, are you looking for traps or anything? Dungeon delving skills.
Maybe we should consider doing that.
All right. In that case, I'll let the both of you make separate checks. The two options you have here are hunt or predisposed.
Well, I don't have either of
hunt.
those, so it's gonna have to come down to you.
Time to go hunting. Let's see. Would I have anything that helps me here? I don't have any anything specific for traps. So
I mean, I feel like you've been in a dungeon before. You may.
I certainly have.
You may have seen traps a time or two in your experience.
I'll say. Yeah, I mean, I'll leave it to you. I have, leader of a band of raiders and outcasts that knock skulls for a cause is like my cliche. So if I'm a band of lead, is that good enough?
You'd have to sell me on the connection of I lead a bunch of raiders to I can navigate a dungeon.
Because I'm always trying to keep them safe.
Okay,
when I'm with them, I think. And so now I'm shifting into.
Now you're trying to keep Gymir safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll take it. I'll let you up the difficulty there by 1 or lower it by 1.
All right.
Just because you have been in situations where you have had to lead a group through a dangerous situation.
Through a dungeon.
Keep a level head. Exactly.
Okay. So.
You're going to roll.
I get 6?
Yeah, I think that's 6 then. And you'll roll them and you'll try to get one of your hunt numbers.
Let's see if I get any. Okay, I got 2.
You can tell, first off, the one thing that has not triggered yet, but only now you're realizing, is that down the wall where the metal has been patched onto the wall to sort of cover up whatever pipeline they drilled in there, little bit of the same volatile fluid is dripping down, and little pools have formed at the crevice where the wall and the floor meet. So you realize as you're looking back, this whole pathway has had the possibility of completely combusting if you were to use fire or something that you think could ignite this liquor. So basically, the whole dungeon is a trap. Maybe accidentally, but keeping a steady eye forward as you continue to head up and around, you get to where you think it's going to turn into the anvil room, where we heard the sounds of the anvil coming up before. When you hear the sound behind you of a large thud. And it sounds like a large metal thud, and it seems to have been coming right from the entrance, right from where we walked in.
I'm no expert, but it seems like maybe it'll be not as easy getting out as it was getting back in.
I like that you say that. Not even checking or going to look, you just hear the thud at the entrance, and you're like,
I've seen this before.
I know.
That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign.
Thud at the entrance of a cave. What is it now? A rock?
I would
Steel door? I don't know. I know what it does.
Boy.
Just for good measure, I'll go take a look. See what it is that has occurred at the front of the cave.
You're going to be glad that you did, because it is not an opaque blocking. Yes, something has been dropped down in front of the entranceway, but it appears to be where light once breached the tunnel's mouth. Shadows prevail as something has secured a formidable grill over the aperture of the tunnel. And through the little holes in the grill that are they're probably thinner than a a fist. So you can't quite really even reach through. You can see back in the bottom of the quarry, a couple of vehicles have pulled back up, and some devils are now sort of scrambling out and about. Some of the devils have placed this grill in place, and one devil, let's see, I'm gonna go grab that again and put us there. One devil, one particularly dangerous looking devil, has stepped out of his machine, and he is carrying by basically the neck, dragging across the ground, what appears to be a thry-creen. A thry-creen is, I'll grab the name. Thry-creen is like a sort of mantis folk. And this particular thry-creen is being carried by this devil, right? Which one is he? There he is. This one. And you speak Infernal, Gymir?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, okay. Tily, you speak Infernal?
Not so much.
It's true. I'll give you guys a predisposed check. I'll let you both make a predisposed check now to check if maybe in the 20 years since devils have come to Quelmar, if you've picked up some of their tongue. It's a good thing to be prepared for if you're predisposed for it.
We're taking a lucky roll.
Luck roll from Jeff. They got it. And then remember, Connor, your predisposed is going to be up a level. It's going to be harder. You can maybe negate that with your raider stuff. I think that would make sense. So the two of them might cancel out, but that would still land on a moderate. And then bad baggage can also apply. So if your baggage is that you don't like devils, so you don't speak their tongue, right? That's an example of how bad baggage can definitely affect the hard devils.
I really don't think I would stretch any of these. I don't think
Yeah.
Tilly would have wanted to pick that up. So
all right, well, let's see
roll.
who got any successes then.
I got none. Oh for
So
2.
all you can tell then, as this massive devil has stepped out of his war machine and is dragging this creen, this frail-looking creen, so small in his hands, his visage grotesquely scarred by flame and battle, bellows at the entranceway. He's looking at the grill that they've placed down, like he's talking to the people inside. And he says, his towering figure holding the creen in the shadows of the quarry. And the creen is chirping and clicking and making sounds at him, kind of like Loki and Thanos, right? Just sort of trying to beg in the guy's hand. Let's make another quick predisposed roll to see if anybody picked up creen. There are other people out here in the fields? Who knows?
We'll fire another luck roll.
Nope.
No, absolutely not.
Failing again.
All right. So
Lost in
with
translation.
yeah. So you just hear sort of a sound of and the next thing you know, it's just a crack and a crunch, and the poor creen is dismissed and thrown to the ground. Following killing the creen and staring at you, Guy, he points again. He says, "Yikalugopo, Jagu," and he holds up 3 fingers. And he says, And he then departs with indifference. He starts calling to some of the other devils, the ones that are over by the gates that had set the gates. There's a bunch of them out here now. As they're packing up, I'm not going to just be like, okay, and then they're gone. So they're still obviously going to take a little bit of time to pack up and get back on. And what do the two of you do? I'm assuming, Tily, you probably hearing a ton of devilish echoing from outside. You've probably also come to see what the excitement was.
Yeah. You didn't get any of that either, right?
I said three something. Could be anything, 3 days, 3 hours, 3 blind mice. I don't know. It could be, whatever it is this guy's interested in. All I know is that probably, based on context clues, we should not be here when he comes back. That, that's just a hunch.
Very, very nice of him to lock us in then.
Well, so can I try and lift the grill?
Yeah, absolutely. There is rules for that. So that is going to be a hard might check.
Okay.
So that one's going to start where you've only got 2 dice you're trying to hit. And if you've got something that you can apply to maybe get that up to moderate.
Is the fact that I'm very large, would that help with this?
I think yes. I think that the ability to be very large is definitely would help.
But you have to be very large.
So here's the thing: is I'm going to I'm going to turn to Tily and I'm going to say, so here's the thing. I may have been just a teeny tiny little bit deceitful. I apologize. This is not normal, this is not, I don't like to be like this, but it seems that the situation calls for a little bit more heft, perhaps, than I'm currently able to create. But I promise you, I'm not a devil. I'm not a devil. And
Just what a not devil would say.
I'm going to become my true form of the large blue giant.
We're going to swap out
Your final form.
you out back into your blue guy form, and then we are going to, and this is my favorite part of this, we're going to go boop, boop.
Whoa!
And I'll put you back
Nice.
behind the...
Hello?
Yeah. You're back behind the gate now. So now that's, what, a moderate? You were able to up that
I'll
a
take it
difficulty?
as a moderate, yeah. All right, here we go.
So you're going to roll 3 and hope
Might.
for a might.
Yes, we have some mites.
Woo! All right. With a success, you take whatever grate they had put in place, and you tell me, what is it? Is it big and dramatic? Is it slow and terrifying? Is it?
Yeah. So how large is this opening?
So it was. I said it was about 8 feet wide, so it's probably about 8 or 10 feet tall as well. So from Tilly's also, I think built like a. Is Tilly big? I don't actually remember. Is Tilly tall or short?
Pretty humanoid, like
Okay.
medium large.
So yeah, so it was both, and then so you also in your disguise form. So it was well over both of your heads, but definitely not tall enough to fit big guy.
Yeah, so I'm a little cramped in this space, and I'm just kind of shoving, and then it kind of pops open the grates.
I love that. I'm going to do an agility check for the other big guy. I'm looking around for my dice. I keep forgetting them. We're going to do a quick agility check. What did I get? I got a 3, a 1, and a 2. Get his sheet real fast. Okay, he fails his check, so I'm going to mark up a wound on their big guy real fast. And he is going to be hit with the grate as he's stepping onto his war machine. And I'll step you out here. And so, I mean, some of the little devils, the imps that were securing the grate in place, lowering it, they've sort of scattered. Tily is still just in the cavern entrance looking at the guy stepping out.
And I'm gonna indicate to the larger devil, and having no idea what he just told me, I'm gonna say, 4. Bigger number is better.
Do the math. If you look at Tilly's face right now, she's just like, yes! Like, very excited about all of this.
He takes a second. He looks confused more than anything with the 4. But he doesn't appear to have taken it personally. Probably because he knows you're vastly outnumbered. He looks around, he's got his whole raiding camp of devils around him. He's got 2 war machines out here. And so he just sort of turns his head and he goes, Gwar, Gwar, Gwar.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, that's what I thought. And then I'm gonna point back in there and I say, all right, I'm gonna go back in. All right. But
wait, I thought we were throwing down.
I mean, we might have been throwing down, but I think once he had stepped out, I think Guy was reminded that it's like, yes, there's devils, but there's also several war machines, and
we're a little outclassed.
Again, in a normal D&D game or a normal, whatever game, Deadlands, you might have a team of 4, 5, 6 people to take on the camp. There's 2 of you. There are 2 of you with 6 wounds each, and there are, I don't know, 15 of them.
I think Tilly's just like, well, I thought we were throwing down, and then like peeks her head out and is like kind of thinking for a second, like, all right, back to the cave.
Yeah, we'll go.
Maybe later. Try again later.
Yeah, so I'll send you guys back into the cave as you can hear their machines starting up again, and they definitely head out at that point. They're all packed up.
I really wish I knew what we just agreed to, but I'm sure it'll work itself out in the end.
My plan is to not stick around and find out, so...
That's a good plan. I like it a lot.
So, you didn't tell me you were a giant.
Some people have certain predispositions.
You should have told me from the beginning. I would have been way more at ease. I never can get a read on some humans.
I feel the same. It's really hard sometimes. It's just you smile and you nod and you say okay.
Are you still a giant guy? Are you?
I'm going to use my shape-shifting to just shrink myself so that I can comfortably fit inside of the cave.
All right,
I'm not going back to. Yeah, I'm not going back to
you're sort of hunched over.
But I'm just.
Yeah.
Take a few inches off there.
Yeah.
I get so sick of the. I'm glad.
So many social rules and things
it's
that
all
you
this
have to
effort
remember
to be to exist. I don't.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just be me. If you can't handle it, then
You know what I always say? If you can't handle me at my 8-foot giant frame, then you don't deserve me at my 6-foot human frame. That's what I always say.
That's
You hear the clanging
that is
of
that's a catch.
the anvil
Nice.
has picked up again, deep inside the cavern. When you take that turn back towards that corner that we were about to turn when we were trapped in, you will see. You will see that it leads into a sort of half forge, half extraction room, half workshop. There are bellows and there are little piston devices, and there's definitely little drills. And there are... Connor, give me a D6.
4.
4. And there are 4 Kreen who are in the room working the all of the machinery. Drop those in. When you walk in, they don't go hostile, but they do stop working for a second. Where did you guys go?
It's just the Korean
Yeah, it is just
No.
4 Kreen in here.
devils.
No devils.
Don't mind us.
Oh, this makes sense with the okay, yes, I get that now. Yes, I'm a fellow craftsman myself. I respect the work that you all are doing.
I'm trying to read if any of them can understand or are listening.
That's exactly what I was about to ask.
I say,
Whether or not,
I have no
because
idea.
we've just established that we don't speak Kreen. Neither of us decided to pick up that elective. So
I'm sorry. Click, 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 click.
don't do that. They're not going to like that. But we can see by luck if
Offensive.
we can do luck, but we can also do the other roll now that we are starting to become a little closer. There is a second form of luck that we can roll that is called the power of friendship, where instead of relying on luck, we rely on friendship. Do you want to know how to do the power of friendship luck roll?
I would love to.
It's great. You guys both roll 1d6, and then we see if we get doubles.
Wow. What an improvement.
It's the same as a luck roll, but at least we share the blame.
It is. All
That
right.
is the value of friendship right there.
All right, here we go.
Of our blossoming friendship.
You want to do it? All right.
All right.
One,
All right.
one each. 3.
5.
So unfortunately, as luck would have
Friendship
it,
did not prevail.
Friendship over.
we don't have any Kreen in the room that speak or understand our language. So I will.
Yeah.
I'm going to have them slowly sort of fall back, and you're not attacking them. This isn't a raid, so they're going to start going back to their machines.
Can I I have my tool bag. Can I show them that I also have tools? Maybe show that I am also
Okay,
a person
yeah, sure.
who makes things.
I'm going to make that a... I think craftsmanship is the only thing I can think of here. Because I don't think you're trying to persuade them that you're a nice guy. I think you're just saying crafts, tools.
I'm
They're calling
also
crafts
craft.
tools. Yes.
Yes.
So I think as much as I wanted to make that personality, I think let's just make it a craftsmanship check.
That's great. That's much better for me. I will take a bad baggage here. That one of my bad traits is I have a difficulty of communicating with others.
That is definitely, you'll take a hit there.
Yeah.
So this will go up to hard. You'll be rolling 2 dice instead, unless you have a good
All
trait
right.
to offset that.
All right, let's do these 2. Okay, I got a success on craftsman.
All right, so you show them the crafts, and then they look at you. We'll say one of them comes over, and it's just stares at your crafts and stares at you, and then he reaches out one of his forearms to sort of gently guide you by the shoulder, like he's taking you over to a machine. And he will guide you to this back corner. Or actually,
I'm giving you Tily a thumbs up as I go. Like, this is good. This is we're doing something here.
And there is a little sort of furnace-y forge thing coming out of the ground in the corner that he's led you to. And a small fire is going, but it doesn't look like there's any sort of wood. It's not like a brazier. It's more like a leak has caused this sort of permanent fire that's just sort of coming out of this vestibule.
Well, there's a problem right there. I see. Does it look like, does it look like, can I ascertain the cause of this leak, of this fire leak?
Yeah, I think you could certainly try, but before you do,
Sure.
another Kreen has taken our poor friend, Tily, trying to, in a likewise fashion, sort of gently nudge you towards the back, towards one of the tables. Tily, what do you do as the Kreen is trying to usher you into the room?
I think Tilly would kind of like not want to be pulled away, but will like follow tentatively.
All right.
Be like, I don't think these things are gonna try and hurt us. So, but these nice folk.
Yeah, you are taken over to a table where you can see they have drawn out on paper a sort of rotting piece of mapping of possibly the tunnels that we're in, the cavern we're in. It doesn't look very professional. It looks, just sort of like a doodle, a scribble. Let me get a sage check from you.
Okay, so luck check.
Let's get a luck check from you. And this is one of those cases where I don't think we can call it power of friendship because you guys wouldn't necessarily both be there.
Yeah. So close. 5. Nah, it's not doubles.
Yeah, no bubbles. The Kreen seems to clearly want to show you something about this crew drawing, but you can't tell what the matter is or what they're trying to tell you to do. If it's like they need you to go mine a section or they need you to go... You got no idea. You're trying, but the language barrier is too much. It's just in your ear. You're just hearing...
Can I try and, like, I'm going to be like, all right, quiet. I'm just going to try to, like, point to kind of different spots on the map and see what gets a reaction and what doesn't. One by
All
one.
right. You do a few spots. There's this long sort of tunnely looking bit. There's this other sort of crooked diagonal, and there's this circle. You get to like a sort of a big filled in hole looking thing that you're pointing to, and you get a response. The bug's eyes light up. Yeah, you say
Well, that could mean a couple things.
Let's get a craftsmanship check from Gymir, who's over trying to do the plumbing.
All right. Okay. It's a success.
Excellent. With the success, you can diagnose that this vestibule pipe sort of thing coming out of the ground, which is of similar size to the pipes everywhere else, which I mentioned are just about the width of a man. The fire is definitely coming from some sort of gas leak, but because it's a gas leak, it would have to be something all the way down and around wherever the gas is coming from. So it's just like from the top of the quarry, it's like the source is the problem, not necessarily the point that we're standing at. You also see out of the corner of your eye on a wall above that sort of like tally marks or check marks. And it looks like above it in a hasty sort of common numbering system, they appear to have written 2. And they appear to, if you had to guess, it looks like it's like marking how much they've gathered or collected. And they were working their way towards gathering 2 gallons, 2 tanks, 2 vehicles worth of stuff.
I have some bad news for them. I might have to change that number. Boy, these communication barriers. That's really, I really hope I'm never in another situation where I just can't talk to people. It's really the worst. Okay. I'm going to take a wrench out of my tool bag, and I'm going to point to the leak and sort of I'm trying to indicate I'm going to go find the source and try and fix the problem.
Sure, you say stuff and you point.
To the best of my I'll do my best charades to try and indicate again.
Yeah. So in that case, he'll probably point you back towards the map then, so you can sort of get an idea of where you're going.
I think Tilly's already playing charades over here.
Yeah, so you look back at where the map is on the back table that they want you to look at, and you can see Tilly. I mean, what does Gymir see when Gymir looks back at you guys?
Well, I think Tilly is pointing at that hole on the map, and then pointing at a couple things, and now you see her miming like a sandworm. So we're just trying different things to see what relates to this spot. So it's very, just some incredible acting, physical acting going on.
Hey, Tilly, I've got good news and I've got bad news.
Yes.
Which would you rather hear first?
Come on, the answer is always bad news.
Okay. Bad news. I may have accidentally doubled their work requirement. And I point to the
what?
I point to the two tally marks on the wall, and I said the devil said three, and I said 4. Without knowing exactly what we're getting. So, but
you were just auctioning it off.
Apparently, but
all right.
But the good news is, I may have found, the source of our, this this soul wellspring, as it were, related to all of the dripping and stuff going on. You got a map there right in front of you. I think they're trying. They want me to go check that out.
Yeah, they were calling my attention to this spot right here.
Let's try a stage check, Gymir. Since you're looking at the map too, you can see if you can get it.
You actually have that.
I do. I have a sage in there.
Thankfully.
So let's see what we come up with here. All right, where did I put my sage?
Things heard.
Just covered. Okay. I have a sage. Sage has
Nice.
occurred.
Wow. Nicely done. You, as a traveler and maybe even a map maker, if you've been traveling the Carmarchas for so long, then you can try to figure out what they're going for. And the dictation, the symbology that they're using, is very similar to one used by giants, because giants live in caves in the mountains, and so they are oftentimes making their own sort of paths and tracks of internal caverns. It looks like two things. This circle that Tilly's been pointing at and trying to figure out is a shaft of some sort, an elevator shaft or a pulley shaft used for getting in and out of mining systems or deep into well springs. So it seems like there is some sort of elevator they want that is of interest. And secondly, looking at the map and then orienting it with what you knew you came in, that long tunnel following the pipeline, it looks like that elevator, the lift is located at the end of either a very thin tunnel or more likely a pipeline. And it seems like that pipeline does terminate here in the forge area. So if you can somehow make that pipeline traversable, you imagine, that would lead you to this circle, which is a lift. So if these Kreen are, for some reason, they're interested in this lift and they're interested in this pipeline.
Okay, so the circle thing that you've been gesturing about. So that's apparently it's some kind of elevator lift situation. They seem preoccupied with that. Perhaps that will take us closer to the source. Perhaps. I don't know. It seems like this pipeline kind of heads in that direction, and could potentially take us right there. Assuming no more explosion mishaps.
Yeah. I think it's if we're still trying to get to the source here, and I guess I still am. There's still no good point to tap this stuff. Apparently,
and at any rate, with all the different issues with various the flow of things, if we're gonna deal with any of that, certainly it's gonna happen at the source as well. So it seems like there's a lot riding on us getting there.
All right, say no more.
All right,
I'm in. Now, we have to follow the pipe. Is there a way to do that? Does it continue on through the next chamber here, the hallway, or are we looking at losing sight of it?
The only pipe that appears to lead into this room from outside is, when you step back out the way you came in,
The one.
it is the one that goes out and then up the quarry and then is delivered God knows where, somewhere.
So, but the other direction is not.
Yeah, so just common
Followable
sense
is easy.
says that this pipe, it goes down and then underground or through a tunnel, but it's
Alright.
not directly accessible from here.
Okay. Can we follow the map there then? Is there a kind of a path laid out to this lift?
well, I think that's part of the trouble is that they're also looking for this thing.
Oh, I see. Can we make a path?
That's possible. with let's see what we have at our disposal. Like
Yeah.
I have some basic tools, but I don't know if I'm, necessarily digging through an entire cave system.
Are there any? Hold on, I actually want to see something.
Gotta check your powers and abilities.
Yeah. Are there any is there any organic life down here? Like
Definitely,
plants,
definitely.
fungi, all that.
All
right.
I mean, there is definitely some sort of moss out in terrace. Sometimes some of the only places you can find life is underground because it's so hot and dry outside. So these caves are a little cooler, a little more humid. Maybe not necessarily this room specifically because of all the fires and forging, but you can find little bits of plant matter, moss.
Yeah. I think Tilly's kind of looking around like, let's see, can I find one of these? And just trying to find one of those like mushrooms or fungi that has like a real deep
for sure
network.
Ooh. Yeah. I love this.
Nice.
Let's make this. I think I'm going to make this one a hunt check because that would be sort of like ranger magic.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely. I was stuck between whether it's sage or hunt, but I think it's not like you're studied or on mushrooms. It's more like your natural connection.
No, it's I think I have a lot of that knowledge, but it's from using it.
Let's get a hunt check. Let's make this
in action.
Now, how often has Tilly been using mushrooms and going through caverns and accessing this side of the Dryad powers?
Yeah, I think she's definitely done it a little bit, but it's definitely not the bread and butter of talking to kind of.
We'll start this one at hard.
Leafy plants.
We'll definitely start this one at hard then, and so you can try to
I think that's fair.
crawl your way out of hard if you have abilities.
I mean, I have good baggage that I'm a friend and confidant of plants. So
yeah, there you go. Okay, so
that's. I think
we're
grouping fungi here. Close enough.
Yeah.
I was looking up like the 5e explanation. I was like, that's not the game we're playing. Get out of here. Let's see. So that'll make it a medium.
Yep, so
and this was a hunt check.
You're going for a hunt.
I got one.
You got one.
Success.
That's all you need. You got one. Yeah. The network of mushrooms that you are dealing with indicate that there is. Did I have that all the way covered? That's okay. It's uncovered now. That there is a small passageway, probably a crawl space, if nothing else, coming out of a wall behind some rocks on the far end. The mushrooms connect down and through the rock and the soil, and there's some that are sprouting all the way over there. And so there is indeed a second way out of this chamber. Unfortunately, your range is limited and your connectivity is not also powerful to give you full mapping of whatever this quarry is. But it's enough to show you that in the immediate vicinity, there are mushrooms growing in a small hidden path back here.
Okay. Yeah, I think inner mind, like Tilly, kind of. Well, Tilly will kind of walk around to where those mushrooms are and just kind of put her hand on them, knowing that it's safe, and just being like, "Thank you for your guidance." Like, just kind of. I don't know if that's. I don't even remember. I think that would be like telepathically, but she also kind of mouths it. So. Yeah, you just see her walk over and talk to some mushrooms on the wall and be like, "We're going this way."
So,
Yeah, all right.
if that is where we're going, I will just clear
Trust me.
out the forge for now. Because when you go that way, it does reveal there's a small chamber where the Kreen apparently sleep. They've got little beddings set up in that room, like a big nest. They all sort of clump together and sleep in. But then past it, when you go out a little further, is a set of stairs that go down and down and down and down and around until you are in sort of like an under, like the next level down below these tunnels, which, based on the map, you would know is probably where that pipe that was in the ground going down leads towards. The Kreen are still there, the four of them, hacking away, working on not taking anything because the pipe system's on fire. It's igniting before it can come here. What do you guys do?
There weren't any other paths in that previous hallway, right?
No. There is technically another
Alright.
path that leads out and up, but it actually, here, I can just quickly show you.
It just
this
goes-
path
I
leads-
see.
Yeah, it leads around to finding those stairs another way. So you found the secret path, but you could have also just taken the normal path.
I guess.
Yeah, I'll take a second
keep
since
going.
we've hit a wall here to encourage some discussion of our individual goals and versus what do we want out of this. Returning back to why we came to the area.
We need this. My band needs this fuel. I mean, one way or another. I don't like if we get this fixed and get it. We're just find an extraction point that's safe, basically. That would also work. But I mean, it seems like the easiest thing to do or the most straightforward thing to do is to fix the pipe. But I don't really want to be around here once we do
Yeah.
that. Part of me wants to just like blow it up on our way out, get the Kreen out and then.
I mean, maybe we come up with another kind of way to power your rides. There's a lot of we live in a place with magic, right? Maybe there's another kind of fuel source that isn't the souls of the damned. I'm not an expert mechanic on vehicles per se, but
I mean,
heard of such things.
I've asked this to a few technicians and folks around the area, and everyone kind of just writes these things off as devil machines. You're the first one I've heard actually propose, because that's what I've been like. I've wanted another way to power these, but nobody's really taken me up on that research opportunity. There's kind of a fear around these things, but if what you're suggesting, it could be true.
I think it's worth a shot. And the whole demonic operation here is not ideal. I gotta say, and based on what we've encountered earlier today, I wouldn't be opposed to a little bit of sabotage. However, I don't want to necessarily put these innocent guys. They're just your minimum wage workers. You don't the little guy. Yeah,
If we can convince him to trust me, Maybe they can fit on the bike. I mean, they're not too big, right? They're really wiry. Maybe I could take them back to kind of our encampment that we've got.
Maybe
find a place for them.
Your gang, your people, right?
Somebody must speak
you got
Korean
some.
there.
That's what I'm saying. Is maybe you've got somebody that can actually effectively communicate better than the two of us.
Yeah, we got one guy that talks to like just straight up insects. I don't know if he knows Korean language though. But I bet we could set him up with someone or find a translator. All right. I mean, let's try and convince him, and then I don't know about this.
This pipe was the shoddy craftsmanship of this pipe would not be too difficult to just.
That seems like the easy
it's already ready to go. We just don't want to be around when it does. So,
all right,
it's kind of this whole thing. It's not up to code. This whole cave system is not OSHA compliant.
You got literal devils and a Mad Max gang. It's not up to code. We're gonna have to call an OSHA. So to talk to them. Even though we've got the language barrier there, this would certainly be personality this time. If you wanted to try to gain their trust and say, follow me, you can trust me. That would be probably a hard personality check, though, because they are... You've got to convince them to effectively leave work when their bosses are literal devils. And there's a language barrier, too, so... It would be hard.
I think what can help is straight. I'll say I didn't actually come up with a catchy name for my proc, so maybe it can help. But I wrote my cliche as leader of a band of raiders and outcasts that knock skulls for a noble cause. So I think
skulls for a noble cause.
I think being a leader of outcasts and having that background, a little bit of that kind of living between society and, the life of a raider, the Badlands, the desert. I feel like I could connect. It's just the language barrier that would get in the way. But I think that can help me get a plus, at least. And maybe I can proc for this.
I was going to say, follow the leader is a great name for a proc.
That is pretty good.
Look, I just typed that in.
Oh wow, that's what I had all along. Because whatever the situation is, whether you're following a better leader or you're getting people to follow you and you're proving your leadership, if you want to proc, that will succeed. You will get these green, arm in arm following you out.
It's
all right. So what does it look like, Tilly? As you, I don't know. Do you stand on a table? Do you have Gymir lift you in the air?
I think.
How do you convince these creatures who are all hardworking, in servitude? Who knows if they're enslaved here or if it's their only chance at making a living, or they've got family they're protecting for whatever reason. They've got a lot of reason to stay here. You got to break that. Yeah. How does it work? What do you do?
I think Tilly starts and is gonna give a big kind of something bombastic, but then is actually wait, let's communicate through role play. Let's have because of course. No, but I think everyone is kind of Tilly gives all the Korean kind of sort of a role, sort of this role, right? Maybe one of them is and it's kind of loosely communicated, but it's everyone gives them each a tool kind of, and then it's hey, let's build this together. And then I think I'll make Guy role play the demon, and I'll have all of them follow me behind the wall and be quiet, and then you can't find them, and so we're you'll be hidden, you'll be safe. So
And they chatter and click among themselves. Should we do it? Should we? And then finally one of them, the smallest of them, drops their wrench, their Githka, their whatever they've got holding on, and they will look over to you and start following, and then the larger ones will follow, and so you get this sort of elevating thing where the biggest screen's in the back following all the way up to the smallest one who's following you. And you have them. They will follow you out of the caves. And where are you taking them, Tily?
Amazing. Just gonna take them right back out. The entrance. Assuming no one's there.
So far, you get back to the quarry entrance.
Yeah.
And the gate's not there, so the gate was.
Yeah, we just walk out.
So you guys can
climb
just
back
walk
up.
out.
Yeah. Climb back up to the bike. It might not, with all of us, our weight on it. It might not take us all the way, but I think I can get us to an outpost.
So
But,
you take them all to an outpost or to your bike.
Yeah.
Again, a Devil's Ride can probably fit 2 at most. So I don't know what your game plan here is to get them all. And also, Guy doesn't have a ride. I mean, Kreen are human-sized or bigger. They are not. The little one might be like child-sized, but they are, for the most part, normal-sized humanoids. But you have their alliance, you have their allegiance.
I'm gonna scour for one more Devil's Ride then, I think, or some other vehicle that has some fuel in it, maybe.
Okay. Give me a hunt check.
Sure.
Be just moderate.
Yeah, I don't think I have any modifiers here. Yeah. Oh, where am I at? There I am. I got a 1 success.
Great. The devils have clearly driven away. They didn't leave any of their vehicles behind for good reason. You just have...
a cart would also work.
It's true.
Yeah.
You do just have the one Devil's Ride. There is the other way to get around that is whispered in these circles. It is not particularly a safe way, but it is a fast way. And it is certainly a legendary way. A way that in about 20 years will be kind of commercialized and that people will be more reliable on it. But we're 20 years before Brightwater Season 2. So it's still only the very stupid or risky will take it. Connor, do you know what I'm getting at yet?
I think so now, yeah.
Because as far as you know,
what it's called, but
there is
I know what you're talking about.
There is a way to travel by worm.
Okay.
And we know we are in worm territory. We know that there are worm caverns just below us at the bottom of the quarry. So, if you are brave and you are bold, and you are willing to risk it, you can get as many people as you want on one of these worms. These guys are massive.
James, I'd like to proc. My proc is called Guy Handle. And if we remember back to, it came from Kiston, one of Guy's legendary feats was grappling with a dragon.
With dragons. I wonder where Guy picked up that skill when dragons don't exist yet.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna wrangle myself a worm.
Oh yes.
All right then. Yeah, I'm helping. Yeah, you have advantage. No. Guy, in that case, let's set the scene. What does it look like to I don't think there's any established lore in Quelmar or anywhere on how an individual channels the nature and the power of the mighty Terrace Badlands and calls forth a worm, let alone gets their people on it. So what do you do?
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out my large hammer, and I'm going to pound into the earth, causing a bunch of vibration, Dune style, using my large frame, trying to create as much noise and vibration as possible to draw one of these worms out. And then as it appears and it opens,
big maw. First, the ground sort of parts and sinks, and it floods out. You could vaguely, because we've been hearing it all day, you feel like mixed in with the worm's cry is the sound of that scream. Like somehow the sandworms themselves have that soul essence in them. Which is terrifying, but
It is.
But yeah, it arises. It's small, coming out of the ground. What do you do?
I'm gonna summon up the largest form of my frame, right? The full height and strength of my giant form. And kind of in a reverse of the Toby Spider-Man with with the train, I'm gonna reach out and I'm gonna grab onto its maw and hold it open as I take an arm and wrap it around the neck of the worm and squeeze and pull up tight on it.
And the rest of the worm comes wiggling out of the ground and splays out on the desert floor. It is just like when you grab a cat by the scruff, it sort of starts to lay limp, providing a suitable platform for everybody to get on. Tily, you've got a choice here. You've still got your motorcycle you can ride. You can still fit maybe one person on it. But Gymir here and the worm also are a
Do
form
you
of transportation.
think I'm gonna pass up a chance to ride a worm? Hell no.
Gonna give up the bike?
For this, I need every day, every time.
All right. And so on its back, the group of you, all
Yes.
hop on board.
I think right before I hop on, I want to. I'm like, oh yeah, we were gonna blow this place up, right? And I'm just gonna take a couple of my older throwing axes that I need to upgrade anyway, and just kind of cut that end of the pipe that we determined that's probably gonna burst.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
it was ready.
Weaken up that pipe.
And
So.
not only is that pipe ready to burst, but what has been strategically placed all around the pipeline? So from the back of the worm, at a nice safe distance, what do you do, Tily? You've got your sights trained.
Oh, from the back of the worm?
I mean, you wouldn't want to do it
Yes.
from right next to it.
Yes. So we're all. But my point was we're all in the worm now.
Yeah. But everybody's been loaded up.
Okay. Oh well, yeah. I mean, I'm checking my throwing axes at this pipe. If that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, so you're going to give me a combat ranged. Do you have any ranged combat abilities?
Yes.
Big
Yes, I
hunt
do.
technically
I
is
have.
arranged, so.
Yeah, I'll go with the hunt.
All right,
think
so you're going to give me
hunting's-
a moderate hunt, and because this is conflict, I'm going to have my own set of 3 dice. I'll tell you right
All right.
now that you need to get. That's unfortunately 3 successes. I rolled really high there. So
Ooh. Do I
let's
get
see what
anything
you got.
for? Do I get anything for just my hand axe expertise?
That would be yes. So now, if you think of these three, just like any other check, you can make it go to 6 if you have the appropriate hand axe expertise applies. So that goes to 6.
Yeah.
And then technically, you can make it go all the way up to auto success if you're able to apply both factions, right? So something from above and something from below. So you've applied the hand axe expertise from below. Does your cliche or species also apply?
Does this count as knocking skulls? I don't think my species helps.
I mean, I would consider
Does this count
this
as
knocking skulls.
Oh, actually, I think this is a noble cause. Actually.
Oh, a noble cause, yeah. You've got a noble
Easily.
cause. It's a noble cause, and
Yeah.
it's your hand axe expertise, and it's a moderately hard thing, which means that's going to drop 2 levels. What's 2 below moderate?
Oh, trivial auto success.
Auto success.
Let's go.
When something is 100% in your wheelhouse in this system, and you are using exactly the things that you are built for, it's going to work. You don't have to even worry. So even though you needed 3, you would have needed to get every single one successful, you still land it. That axe flies across the desert scene dramatically. As you can see, it smacks the side of a barrel just enough to cause the tiny bit of spark of stone on iron. And that little spark ignites the fluid on the inside, which ignites the fluid on the pipeline right there, which ignites the fluid down the pipeline, which ignites the fluid through the cavern that we've just evacuated. And as you guys are driving off, you can just see in the distance, like fireworks, this wall of flame and explosion and screams of the souls unleashed from their pipeline, from their trapment, disappears like smoke, like dust on the wind of the desert. And the group of you, you ride the worm off. I guess you could say into the sunset. Is there? I'll end this scene here, and I'll leave you guys. I'll just set us up. We're riding the worm. Gymir has wrangled it successfully. We've got the Kreen all riding in the back. The two of you side by side, watching the desert dunes pass you by. You guys look at each other, successfully having escaped. What do you do?
I gotta say, it's been a pleasure. This idea of non-soul power sources, it's really, really intriguing to me. I'm gonna have to dedicate some time, some real time. I may do some exploration, and see what I can come up with. Because there's got to be a better way. There's got to be another way to power things than the power of souls.
I believe it. I guess I'm gambling on you a little bit to just blow up one of my main fuel sources here, but I'm gambling on both of us. I believe I believe you're gonna find it out, and we're gonna find out a new fuel source, and we're gonna make it work.
If there's anything else that I can do, anything you need,
Yeah. No, let's be in touch. I wasn't sure it was some, just human, I thought, meddling around here, but you're one of us. You're welcome by the river anytime.
My people, we have a word for this that I think applies. You and I were then, and you can't take that away.
I like it.
Couple of ends on the worm. And off into the sunset we go, and we'll send our heroes on to their next adventures through the Quelmar realm. See you later. And that is the end of our first little story here as part of Just the Q of Us. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We're not quite done yet. Before we head out and close up shop for the night, I just wanted to quickly thank Jeff and Connor for volunteering to jump in here so early, so soon. I was hardly prepared to start this. I think I put the posting out about this about 10 days ago. So we hit the ground running, and we've kicked off an excellent first adventure. I love seeing the elements of Brightwater and the elements of Kiston come together and show how these heroes have both shaped the realm, and how for one day, for one chance encounter, they've crossed each other's paths, and both of them are better off for it. And that's really what Just the Q of Us is about, is seeing how these campaigns can brush up against each other and how that affects us in this shared world. So congrats again on a wonderful adventure, guys. Thanks, everybody. Any parting words, Connor, Jeff?
Great to be back. Thanks for having us, and go Buddy Cops.
Go Buddy Cops.
Yeah. No, I'm just so excited for all this. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, James. This was a blast. And thanks for tuning in all.
Yeah. Everybody have a good night, and we'll see you next week. Wait. I didn't say the thing. I have to say keep rolling the dice. I remembered. Keep rolling the dice.